This is Aaron True with MMA Prime TV. I'm here with one of the top MMA trainers in the world, Shawn Tompkins, Team Tompkins at Tap Out Training Center in Las Vegas. A lot of exciting news happening. Vitor Belfort, one of your students, was supposed to fight headline 122 the UFC. Now he's bumped to 125, title shot. Tell us the news.
Well, I mean, it came to us yesterday afternoon. There was a lot of speculation. I got to tell you, I've never had so many text messages, phone calls, Facebook hit-ups, Twitters from people, you know, what's wrong with Vitor? How did he get hurt? This and that. And I couldn't tell them what was happening, but I could at least say that he's healthy, you know, and there was absolutely nothing wrong health-wise. Obviously, it's the UFC. They had to jockey some stuff around with what happened to Chael. And fortunately, I'm staying in Las Vegas, and looks like we're fighting for the New Year's Eve show against Anderson Silva.
When I interviewed you just a week ago, I asked, are you excited to have a fight, or did you wish it was a title fight? How do you feel now that it is for the title?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, it's like I said, there's so many things that work out that's awesome for it. You know, Vitor just picked up his family, moved them from Brazil to Las Vegas. I picked up my family and moved them from Canada to here a few years ago. The last thing we want to do is travel for our fights. We love Las Vegas. We love doing the fights here. The fans are the best. And the fact that we're fighting Anderson Silva for the title, it's going to be a great Christmas, man.
You have the exciting title fight coming up with Vitor, but before that, this week you also have a lot of fights at WEC. Tell us what students you have fighting at WEC 30 this weekend.
Big one for me. I got 3 guys in a row. I've got George Roop fighting the Korean Zombie. Real exciting fight. Roop's one of my favorite guys I've ever trained. He works so hard. Congratulations to him, actually. He just had a baby the other day. So, you know, a lot of things working out for him, and I think this is a big fight for him. If he does well, then it's obviously going to move him on. Next fight up, Chris Hordesky versus Ed Ratcliffe. This is our second camp preparing for him. I think we've got it down. I think we know what we got to do. We respect Ratcliffe. We know how fast he is. He's probably one of the fastest guys in that division. So we're going to go out there and impose our will and do what we do best with Chris and be real rough and tough. So, and then you know, the one that I think everybody's been talking about since Hominick had a great showing with East Jabwan. We're going to fight our buddy from New Mexico, Leonard Garcia. You know, and again, Leonard's one of our friends and stuff in the sport, but this is just something that happens. I think it goes back to the early days of boxing when people wanted to see the brawler versus the technician, and this is the purest form of that. You know, you've got Leonard Garcia, one of the biggest, most exciting brawlers in the WEC, against probably the best technician in the sport when it comes to striking. So I'm almost guarantee it's probably not going to be a wrestling match, and I just hope to prove to the world that our striking is the best in the world.
How much of a benefit is it to your team when you have 3 guys fighting on the same show? They get to peak together. How do you think it helps them in training?
I think it's great. You know, again, I've had Hominick, Hordesky, and Stout. I've trained them since they were kids, and we've had a lot of options, or a lot of times that this has happened to us. So it's good for us. They work well together. They're all like brothers, and I think it's great that we can do it together. And it's such a great organization like the WEC to make that sort of thing happen. And again, like you said, you know, Sam Stout as well. He's going to be coming up in October in Anaheim against Paul Taylor. So he's actually beginning his camp when they're finishing. So they're actually all together. It's very cool.
Another one of your fighters just won the featherweight belt at Shark Fights last week. Ronnie Mann, tell us about him.
Well, I've been telling the world for a long time, Ronnie Mann's going to be the future of MMA at the featherweight division, and he went out after a year layoff from Sengoku and fought a very tough guy for the Shark Fight title, and ended up walking away with the decision win. So very proud of him. He's back in the UK right now, having a little bit of time. I don't want to say time in the sun because we know that's not true there, but he is relaxing, and we'll see what his next step is, where he's going to go from there. I know he has his eye on the WEC. He would love to fight for them. He loves that organization. I think it'd be great for him. We have to see what happens. He's got one fight supposedly in Sengoku. We've got to see what happens there. If we're going to fight for them, if we're going to have to try to get out of that and do what we want to do, and that's go to Zuffa's WEC.
Another fighter that you just took on a lot of buzz about, he's a little guy. We're talking about Tyler Hulkhands Freeland, the Dwarf. I had a chance to step in there with him a few weeks back. Is this guy the real deal? He's
absolutely the real deal. You know, I've always wanted to train a little person. I have all the admiration in the world for them. And Tyler, I know you know this from something I saw on YouTube, is a very special guy. And he might be a little person, but he's a big person at the same time. You know, he's got a wide frame. He's fighting at featherweight, and I'm looking forward. I'm waiting for a promoter to call us, give us his first pro fight. He's had 20 amateurs already, and he's been successful. I think 16-4. Hey, and I seen he did pretty good sparring with you. So, and I got to see again. Joe Rogan gave a little shout out to you and said that maybe it was best if you don't do that. But I admire you for doing it. I appreciate when the media get involved and actually know what we go through. But yeah, you know, you could probably pick your battles better.
So you're saying that I shouldn't get in there with Vitor, or should?
Maybe a grappling match. Easier with the concussions, right?
We're here at Tap Out Training Center with Shawn Tompkins, head coach at Team Tompkins. Thank you very much for the time. I really appreciate it, and best of luck with your camp, and we hope we can continue to follow it in the future.
My pleasure, and like I said, Aaron, I think you do a great job, and I love going on the show with you.
Thank you very much.